I made a post today because I think most people are feeling the heat like I am. Wax and singles are extremely high right now. What are you doing? Are you still buying? Are you selling? Are you sitting out for a minute? Because it's true. This pattern we've been talking about for over a month, every release comes out unbelievably expensive now.
Yep.
Everything.
Well, when you say it comes out unbelievably expensive, are you saying from the issue or like from the
No,
tops?
I'm saying, well, yeah, that too, actually, yes. It's expensive to us, which means we have to be more expensive to make a profit. That's how business works. You buy something for a price, you sell it for more.
Wave 1 pricing hasn't seemed that crazy to me. Well, granted, you're in the sports world, so I guess Chrome and stuff like that is definitely more expensive.
I think everything is. And so at some point, I am starting to lean into, Gary talked about this again, I don't know if you hear it or not, the winter is coming scenario. Mm-hmm. It definitely is coming to a degree because we're already seeing big customers of me and Eddie say, hey, appreciate, we're actually just going to sit a few out. We're going to take a little break because it seems like, hey, in 2 weeks I can buy in much cheaper. Yeah. I think that's the case in a huge way in almost all sports things. I think the same is true with singles, though. Like there is so much speculation right now with singles. Like we're seeing with, again, I don't want to keep going back to the Wemby thing, but name your athlete who's having a good season in any sport. Oh, well, let's just buy them all up. Price doubled overnight. Who cares? Keep buying because it's going to keep doubling.
Yeah.
It's just like at some point, people, you have to realize, number one, the vast majority of guys you're buying have never accomplished anything. Mm-hmm. If they die tomorrow, nobody cares in 10 years.
Okay.
Period.
Fair, yeah.
Like that is just, the other thing is, not every one of these guys, even if they don't die, is going to be an all-time great player. Like, look back at the guys who have had a great little stretch or a good little stretch or who were hyped up.
Yeah.
Gary mentioned Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart has accomplished nothing for a team that if the Giants win 7 games this year, it would be considered probably a successful season. If they go 7-10 and stay healthy,
okay,
most people probably, you know what, I'd take that. Going forward, we have the young core in place, new coach Harbaugh. If we win 7, Shedeur Sanders, I don't even know if he's going to start for the Cleveland Browns. And even if he does, it's the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
They suck as an organization.
Hey.
Jim Brown is dead.
They've had history.
He was the last great Brown was Jim Brown. And he is not coming through the door this year.
Okay.
Like, just name any. Wander Franco was unbelievable as a lead-up and was an unbelievable. So the hype was there as a prospect first. Then the hype was there as he had an unbelievable rookie year. Horrible guy off the field. I think he literally just got arrested or just got convicted of something.
No jail time.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Still, scumbag. He's never coming back in the league.
But he is guilty.
And look where his stuff is. Gone. Yeah. Jason Dominguez, by the way, even more hyped than Wander was. Nobody cares about Jason Dominguez at all, nor should they. So at some point, I do wish the hobby would understand, like, hey, we don't have to keep paying top dollar for everything.
And that's the thing, right? You say top dollar for everything, and I'm sure there are going to be some who listen to this and like, oh yeah, that was me. But how many people were the ones who were on the way up to top dollar, right? Like, so I guess my question is,
I don't even know what you're talking about. Sorry, explain that to me. I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm not on their way to top dollar, meaning what?
As prices went up, they were buying, but they didn't buy at top dollar.
Oh, fantastic.
So
sure.
So the question that I have is, where should card prices be for the average player?
Everything should be lower than it is right now.
Okay. Do you have like a price point that seems right?
I think everything is unbelievably overpriced right now.
Okay. What is over? Like, can you give an example of
Singles
somebody?
Are overpriced. I think wax in general, sports. Like, I don't know about your world.
Yeah.
Everything comes out higher than it should. I just think everything right now is super high. And if you look at the vast majority of everything, whether it's a single that sells for the first time, a single that's going to continue to sell, not a one of one, but a single, an autograph of any player, patch, rookie, whatever, or wax releasing, then give it 3 weeks, 95% of that is much cheaper in 3 weeks right now. We are seeing more of that curve and cliff than we've seen in a long time. And for the first time, I've talked to Eddie about, hey, I'm not sure that we need to keep maxing out buys on including Wave 1 stuff. We've been getting smashed on. Dude, basketball lately, and I don't know who to, but by the way, and I'm going to say this because I'm not on here just trying to bash Fanatics for this, but like top signature class basketball is a fine product. We ripped it the other night. Signature class football, which came out Friday, fine product. When it comes out at $5,000 a case, I think the overwhelm, and by the way,
that's on like initial or first offering.
That's retail for the stuff, like going to public.
Okay.
I just think it's too high. Again, that's not the price Fanatics comes to me with, so I'm not going to blame them for this entirely.
Sure.
But I do start to wonder, like, where's the reckoning then? Does it start coming to breakers and shops cheaper so we can sell it cheaper? Or is it one where the reverse happens where, like Gary mentioned, hey, at some point people are going to invest a lot of money in a product and it's going to stink out of the gate, and you're going to get stuck with it. One of those two things needs to happen, or we're going to get in a real bad situation here soon, I think.
I honestly cannot imagine a world where people start selling it for less than what they know others will buy it for.
But if others aren't buying it, that's in my scenario. I'm saying others are not buying it right now. A lot of people are getting stuck with
still buying. I mean, people are still buying it. They may not be buying it all the time, and they may not be buying as much, but there's still people that will buy in some of these situations, because if there was no one buying, then nothing would sell.
I'm not saying no one. I'm saying in general, though, you can find this stuff cheaper, because there already are people doing it. People are already selling it cheaper than they get it for, because they sit on it for a week or two.
Sure.
And they just need the capital back.
Yep. But that's my problem is, like, how do we get to a place where we don't have to put it out at those prices, like initially? If someone is getting the product and they initially sell it at a higher price because they know people are going to buy it at that price, but we know it's too high of a price, how do you get them to say, it's okay?
They're not. It's not going to happen, by the way.
And that's what I mean.
The top 10% who control 80% of the product aren't going to do it.
And that's my point.
But what you're starting to see now is the spill-down effect. Or the trickle-down effect, excuse me.
So I think that everybody has a right to do whatever they want. In my world, I've seen more people coming. I feel like there's more people coming into the non-sport and Pokemon world from the sports side because of these exact issues that you're talking about.
See, Pokemon terrifies me right now, too, though. The guys I talk to on the Pokemon side who do both, even those guys are like, man, like, look at the prices and the pop on some of this stuff. When does that stop?
Yeah, but that's been there's no difference in how that's been. It's been like that for quite some time,
yeah,
like at least for another year, 2 years.
We'll see, maybe
it is.
You could be
but
right.
At this point in time, I do think that there will be a reckoning, but I don't think we're at the same point that the sports card world is in.
I could see that. Yeah,
I think the sports card world is much
closer to
at that point of, hey, I'm okay not being in this break, like you just said.
Yeah.
I'm okay not buying into this product. I'm okay sitting out a few breaks.
Guys aren't going to do that with your stuff either, because it's not like it's every week.
Well,
like, you may not get another
yet.
product. Right, that's what I mean, though. Like, you may not get another product for 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, and I just saw, like, Slab Squatch did, like, a breakdown of Marvel product, the Marvel Comics Disney Chrome product coming out soon. And it was pretty intimidating to see, like, oh, well, the print count did go up. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I think they've included, I don't know, twice as many, or maybe I may be drastically under remembering, but a ton more sketches in this product. There's things that people want, the collectability of it. But at the same time, all I'm thinking is, man, I don't want more product. I don't want more paper out there. However,
I agree.
However,
but it keeps the price down.
If you think of it, if you think of this in the terms of what is it's not even what is the most successful card product out there right now? It is Pokemon. Pokemon is the most successful. Sure. And you know what they do? We just talked about this on Hobby Nonsense. They, over the last 20 years, they printed over 80 billion cards.
Yep.
They print so much of that product, but it keeps packs at $5 to $10 a pack on average for
which is
new
helpful.
Stuff.
Super attainable, yeah.
The boxes cost $100 to $200.
Yep.
And this
is interesting. That's the total opposite of our side.
And so that's what I'm wondering, though, is Topps Fanatics, are they taking a page from the Pokemon book and saying, hey, just because it prints to the moon doesn't make it junk wax necessarily, because if you said that, then that's what Pokemon would be. And there's a whole world of people who don't believe that.
But that's the difference. You're also, the audience size for Pokemon is I would actually be curious. For every one sports card collector, and there could be overlap. You could be both. But if you check the box for I collect sports cards or buy or whatever,
yeah.
For every one that does that, how many check I collected by Pokemon? I used to think it was 10 to 1. I'll be honest. I think it is like 80 to 1.
I think you're probably close
I think
to
it
that.
Is unbelievable. And so, again, you can't have junk wax. Junk wax is, hey, they just printed so much. There's just a ton sitting here, and the supply is way higher than demand. That's not the case with Pokemon.
Well, and do you think demand goes up if the prices come down because they printed more?
Of course.
Right? That's what I think. So it's
but here's the problem. The pricing isn't coming down. Right now, you have both, I feel like. You have more product, and it's more expensive. That's when you start to run into these little weird, I don't know if delta is the right word, but it's almost like the perfect storm of like, hey, there's already a little bit of speculation, that, hey, maybe things are high. Because we're not the only ones saying this. And we've been saying this for a while. Again, focus only on sports for now.
Sure.
But other factors now come in. 2025 football. who are you chasing that you actually have confidence is good? That class sucks.
Yeah.
Basketball, total opposite. Con, Cooper, sure. But what's happening now is it's not. Oh, we're not really criticizing 2025 stuff. We're starting to say though, but yeah, we're almost to 2026 stuff. The draft's about to happen, and then who are we chasing there? We're coming off this unbelievable class with generational type right now talent. If we don't have that next year, but the pricing and the print runs are the same, but there's no chase, and it's not first year like we just had first. Dude, I legitimately started to get nervous for next year of like, wow, do I want 10 cases of X product?
Do you notice that, like, so when Topps comes out with products, they will send it at the first wave, which is considerably lower price than the second wave, 9 times out of 10. Mm-hmm. If they come out, if next wave, say second wave comes out, that product's pricing is typically determinate, in my eyes, to what the market is doing. So if you see
Topps Chrome Football is a perfect
resale
example.
or David Adams,
if it's doubled in price, they're going to go up 30, 40, 50% on the wave 2 pricing.
Now, what I've also noticed, though, is if they haven't done that, they don't double that. Like, that price does not increase as substantially.
Agreed.
Case in point with Cosmic, WWE Cosmic. We got a second wave offer on that, and it was I don't know,
10% up, right?
It was like, maybe 20%, something like that.
Because the product is not crazy on the secondary right now from what it was 2 weeks ago.
Well, and there's also so much other WWE that their wallets, people who were buying it just didn't have the money to buy. So it's like, okay.
I like that.
That's why it's like I come back to, I don't blame Topps and Fanatics for this pricing. I come back to the people who are getting it and they're like, oh, well, I need to max out because the last few products I was under, I had to sell my second wave for less than.
Sure.
So now I've got to sell this one for even more so that I can break even on that other one. And then it's just like a whole cascading cycle of, hey, every other product I'm going to have to keep raising the price on just so I can make up for the last thing. And that's where we get to this point where no one can buy in and nobody wants to buy in at those prices.
And that's why I'm curious. And I'm going to put this out because I think people listen. I would love, and I don't know how much they would want to talk about that anyways. It's their business. They don't have to. I would love to know from a Topps person, Mahan or somebody right underneath him, how is pricing set going forward too? Because to your point, let me just, because I think you'll agree with me. We're both agreeing, like, hey, if a product, what just came out? Signature Class Football came out, and it was relatively flat. Mm-hmm. Just was. Decent product, but relatively flat. The Wave 2 is about the same pricing then, or even is the same pricing because it came out flat. It didn't have this crazy arc. You take that into consideration. I guess my next question, do you also take into consideration, and I don't know the answer, next year for basketball, the class is going to be unbelievably underwhelming compared to this year. So when Topps Chrome comes, and it's not going to be first year, like this was first year, does that stuff come into consideration on the initial offering for price? Like, is somebody in the room saying, hey, guys, it's not first-year flagship coming back. Yeah. There's not Cooper Flag here. AJ is not Cooper Flag. We came out last year at, whatever, made-up pricing, $100 for the box. Yeah. Maybe this year we should come out at $60 and see what it does. Is that conversation happening? If it is, I have hope. Well, if it's not, that's why. Because what I start to worry is, and I'll be done. I'm sorry, I know I'm what I start to worry is, hey, Cosmic is $700 a box, $700 every year no matter what. Well, some years it's not that. So that's where I'm curious about.
Well, and I think that what we see when those situations happen are they will give a wave 1 price to everybody who has allocation, and it will be maybe a little bit lower, but it'll be 1 or 2 cases. Well, hang on. They want to test the market.
But that's you're speculating. We haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I know. But this is what I have seen. They do this already with products where I feel like it's like the first one out.
Non-sport stuff?
Yeah, like for non-sport. So I'm speaking from a non-sport
So maybe they'll do that with us?
Where it's like, hey, this product has not come out yet before. Like the SpongeBob one. When it first came out, I was like, actually, that's a bad example because I think they knew that one was going to be more popular. But
yeah, you can never underestimate creeps.
But there have been a couple of ones, like Smuggler's Outpost, for example. That's a Star Wars product. But that SKU had never come out before, but it was loaded. It had a ton of stuff in there.
So come out cheap, test the water.
It came out cheap, but only for like a couple cases. And then it's like, okay, well, we're going to let you have a rebuy, and then we're going to effectively that will be
I'm
the
okay
real
with
price,
that. At least you're basing it on the market and on the demand. So that's what I want to know. In the sports side, does that happen?
Well, because
you can do that with non-sport too, because there's way less customers. It's just a smaller market. I'm genuinely curious. How is that going into specifically next year? I think most people think NFL, the class is underwhelming, aside from Mendoza, and he's going to Oakland, and then the NBA, way underwhelming. what's the thought process as we start to ramp up for them? Who's setting the price, and what's the base? What are the points for setting the price where it is?